Alright, here we go. Reverend OH. Ted Haggard. Name on the lips of everyone today. And yesterday and the day before. What we have here is a minister from Colorado Springs. He is the senior pastor at the New Life Church here in Colorado Springs. Why am I talking about this? Why is this important to everyone else here in the world? Because this dude is an important dude. He is a guy who he's the guy who a lot of evangelicals listen to. He's the guy who used to run a national evangelical council. So, and also another thing is he had ties to the White House. So he had President Bush's ears. So my big deal with him is that he was an opponent of Referendum I. Referendum I here in Colorado Springs, not in Colorado Springs, but Colorado, did what was going to do is create domestic partnerships. And so the same-sex couples would have some basic legal rights. The legal rights are the ability for the partner to determine medical care, to determine inheritance, and real estate ventures. The three big things. There's another thing on the ballot that is it's number 43. It's not a referendum, but it's what it establishes marriage as a bond between a man and a woman. Now, Reverend Haggard was an opponent of Referendum I and he's for number 43, Amendment 43. So now what his deal is, he has basically shown himself to be a hypocrite because he has now been accused of having sex with a gay prostitute, with a male prostitute. Now he's saying that he only got hooked up with the dude for a massage and drugs. Now why would you get a male to do a massage if you were a straight man, as he proclaims to be? No, you wouldn't do it. Not at least when you're hiring a prostitute. That's not something you do. When I go to a masseuse, if it happens to be a dude, so be it. But when you hire a prostitute to give you a massage, you don't do that. Alright, I'm back. Look at some more on CNN.com. Reverend Haggard, he has resigned from the head of a national evangelical organization. He has stepped down as the senior pastor of the New Life Church, and now he's starting to make some claims. He was interviewed. Now granted, this shows kind of the sketchiness of modern reporters, but as he was driving with his wife, he was asked some questions. And he has admitted, like I said, he admitted to buying drugs, methamphetamines. He said that he bought them for himself, but he's thrown them away. He said that he contacted Mike Jones, the male prostitute in question, after initially denying that he knew the man at all. So what does this do for Ted Haggard? Well, in my book, it kills his credibility. First off, he lied when first confronted about this situation. He said, "No, I do not know this guy, Mike Jones. No, I did not buy drugs. No, I did not have sex with him." Well, so far, he has gone back on 2 of those 3 claims. The other one he is still denying is that he had sex with Mike Jones. So, to me, this says that I can't believe him on any claim, any of his denials. So I believe that he did, 1, have sex with Mike Jones, that he did use the drugs that he purchased, and of course, obviously, the third one is that he knew him. Now, granted, these are my personal opinions. Now, to top this all off, what has the Reverend Haggard done to not only evangelical Christians, the dudes like Jerry Falwell, Pat Robertson's, the psycho guys out there who are on TV who make them sensational claims that everyone hears, but it also does something to Christians in general. Me being a somewhat Christian in my beliefs, I don't belong to any set Christian faith, but what this does is it kills us. It kills us. We say certain things, blah, 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 blah. We have these certain claims that we do. He goes against it. He is a head of a large Christian organization. He is the head of the largest Christian church in the Colorado Springs area. He's the senior pastor of one of the largest churches in Colorado. And what does this do to Christian credibility? It shoots it down. We can, for the next couple of months, we're not going to be able to say anything without having the Reverend Haggard brought into it. And I think it's sad. And people like this are the reason why large organizations, religious organizations, political organizations, any kind of organization cannot be trusted anymore, because the leaders are hypocritical, and it casts a bad shadow over the rest of its members. All right, what has the Reverend Haggard's actions and words done for the upcoming election? Well, as I've said earlier, the Reverend Haggard was an opponent of Referendum I. He was also a proponent of Amendment 43. Now, there's 3 things that I think this whole situation will bring up. Number one, and in my view the most important, is that this will bring more voters to the polls. Midterm elections, something all you usually see about it is the nasty ads the politicians run. Well, this has brought a different light to it. Hopefully the members of the New Life Church, other people out there who see this, and especially in the Colorado Springs area, will see this, and it'll bring them to the polls. Number 2, it'll bring more attention to Referendum I. Again, what Referendum I does is it creates domestic partnerships, and it allows the partner to determine medical benefits, such as separating their partner from life support. It also determines who's going to be the main inheritor. Like, if he's a domestic partner, he is entitled to the inheritance like a wife would be if the husband was killed. And 3, it also allows them to be on a, maybe a lease or something like that together. Basically real estate, financial obligations, and that sort of thing. Number 3, it will also bring attention to the Amendment 43, the amendment that looks to create marriage as a bond between a man and a woman. Now, of course, my views on this are kind of contradictory. I believe yes in 43, personal religious beliefs, and yes on I, because it's your legal rights, and I have no place to tell you if you should be with a partner with a man or a woman. Now, some of you might have some bad claims about that, and it's actually 43 could be bad because it says that you could be saying that it's not with the deal of church and state, but it has no saying of God in it. So that's where I can say that with a clear conscience that it does not bring in the separation of church and state. It keeps them separate. All right, that's all we have for tonight. Go over some key points we talked about. We talked about the Reverend Haggard. That's all we talked about tonight. It's a big issue, something that has affected a lot of people, not only here in the Colorado Springs area, but also throughout the nation. It will affect the midterm elections, predominantly here in the Colorado Springs area, but also throughout the nation. And we'll continue to cover the elections for the midterm elections up till November 7th, the day of the elections. Hope you all get out and vote. And I'm also going to cover a little bit more of the political things going on, because 2008 is coming up pretty quick, and I hope that everyone's out there paying attention to what's going on. Some of these issues are key, and I'll hit you back in a few, and we'll talk some more. Lots of love to the homies. Peace.